Oh, I'm sorry, we got started. Did that upset you? It's okay. Everybody has emotions. So we're going to go ahead and start our chapter on emotions here real quick. It's just another section of our previous unit. But let's get rolling. Emotions basically are physical feelings that are triggered by an event or thoughts. It's basically your reaction of your mind and your body to a particular type of situations, either be it good or bad. Everybody has emotions, at least we hope so. If not, then you have some very bad mental issues. But most people have emotions, and if not, then obviously there's some physical and probably neurological type problems, maybe even chemical. So changing emotions, chemical changes in your body usually cause is one way of having emotional changes. For example, hormones. With teenagers, a lot of times you can get very upset about something or be very glad about something. You hear about giggling teenage girls because they're full of emotions, and a lot of times it doesn't take much to set them off and to make them really happy. And then so they giggle a lot and find things funny. But at the same time, there's also the chances there of also being more upset than normal about situations. As they get older, they probably wouldn't be so upset about a particular situation or find something as funny as what they did when they were a little bit younger. And I'm not talking about just girls. I'm just teenagers in general. It's just a common deal. All right, so is it normal to have emotions? Yes, everybody has emotions. The issue becomes when it becomes abnormal is when it's prolonged emotions that have negative health effects. Because everyone experiences this sort of situation every once in a while. If you have a pet that dies, you come home, and the pet may have died, I don't know, 6 weeks ago, but you come home and you're like, oh, golly, Spot used to run up to me and lick me on the face every day, and now he's not here anymore. I'm still kind of sad about it. You may even cry about it, so that's normal. But there are situations that are abnormal, and then, that's where, doctors and therapists and things like that get involved. So we're going to talk about some of the basic emotions that normal people have. Anger, happiness, sad, guilt, love, surprise, and fear. These basic emotions usually lead to some of the more extraneous type emotions and conditions that people have to deal with, but these are usually your basic ones. So let's talk about those real quick. Happiness is just simply a feeling of satisfaction and positive well-being, meaning, you're happy about your situation. I know, guys, this is really basic, and I have to explain it, kind of because that's what you're going to be tested on. But related emotions to happiness are things like joy, serenity. Serenity means like you're at peace with stuff, like you're not really worrying about anything, and then excitement. A lot of times little kids, you see them get really, really excited about things like opening gifts and things like that. It makes them happy, and it is some really good chemical things going on in the body when you laugh and that type of stuff. So another one is sadness. That's a basic emotion. It's a feeling of grief or negative well-being, and it's kind of a contradictory statement there. Negative well-being. Well, you can have it's not always a bad thing to feel bad about something. If you don't feel bad when your parents die, maybe that's a bad thing. Okay, so you can still be a well-being. You can still be well and feel negative. So if you have negative things that are happening, yeah, sometimes it may be sad. You have a friend that moves away or something like that. Yeah, you might be sad about that, and that's healthy to feel that way. There's nothing wrong with that. So you can have grief and negative well-being. But related emotions to that are things like depression, just simply being disappointed about things, and also suffering. So those are just kind of some trail-off type emotions that tag on to the term or the basic emotion of sadness. Love. Can't believe I'm talking to high school kids about love. That was strange for me. Anyway, sorry. It's a feeling of intense affection and respect for another person. Hopefully it's another person. I guess you can love other stuff too. Like, I love my job. So I have intense affection. I wouldn't say I have intense affection, but I do have. I'm very, very, very emotional and passionate about what I do, and I do respect other people through my job. So I guess you can love other stuff too. But some of the related emotions with love is compassion, admiration, excitement. So we've heard excitement already, like kids opening presents and things like that. So, excitement is one of those types of emotions that can transverse the different basic emotions. And so, those are some of the emotions tied with the term love. But hopefully everyone gets to experience love. And, love's not always about boyfriend-girlfriend love. There's love for moms and dads and brothers and sisters and, heck, even puppies and kittens, So you can have an intense affection, for your cat. You love your cat. Your cat comes home and loves on you and gives you licks on the face or whatever they do, but that's a good release. It's a good, tension relief, and it's nice to have that type of affection in your life, even if it is from a kitty cat or something like that, especially little kids. They love that stuff, and little cats and puppies and things like that. So love's a good deal, and we'll talk a little more about it, I'm sure, in class. Fear. Fear is a feeling of anticipated distress, danger, or hurt. Interesting how it's a fear of something that hasn't happened yet. So it's an unrealized situation, meaning it hasn't happened yet, but it's one of the biggest and challenging emotions that we deal with as people. Being afraid of things are very it affects you in a lot of different ways. We talked about this last time. Your heart rate goes up. You may start sweating. You may start crying. You may start screaming. But some related emotions that go with that are terror, uneasiness, anticipation, apprehension, guilt. So yeah, that's definitely one of the basic emotions. And surprise is another one. A fear of sudden, unexpected wonder. Surprise can be good or surprise can be bad. So depending on how that plays out for you. Some of the related emotions with that are amazement, distraction, and shock. I am completely shocked that you bought me a $50,000 Hummer for my first car. Yeah, that would be shock. That would be more of amazement to me. But anyway, that is that. And then another one is anger. A feeling of displeasure brought on by displeasing actions. Some of the related emotions with that are rage, annoyance, and revulsion. So yeah, we've all seen people get angry. Anger is, it's not always a negative thing. Sometimes it's a healthy thing. You should be getting angry about some things, You should be angry about a child being abused. That should not settle with you well. So it's a feeling of displeasure brought on by some displeasing action. So you can see how, anger is, in some situations, a healthy response to things, and sometimes, obviously, it's not. And that's where you end up with, that's why we have jails, that type of stuff. Guilt is another basic emotion. It's a feeling associated with knowingly causing harm or breaking a rule. And I know we've all felt guilt before. When you show up to school and you know you didn't wear a belt and you feel guilty about it, so you keep your shirt untucked, and then you get in trouble for untucking your shirt, and then you got to tuck your shirt in, and then you find out it's like, oh, you was just feeling guilty because you had no belt on. So you get that. Some of the related emotions with that are longing, remorse, shame, and fear. Now, longing, I don't know if you know what that word means, but it's simply, you're longing, meaning you wish you would have done the right thing. You're longing for that positive situation that could have come from doing the right thing at the right time. So this video is getting a little bit long, so I'm going to wrap it up with a video assignment. Let me move this real quick so you can see. There we go. There you go. Okay, so we're going to do a video assignment, and what I want you to do is I want you to go to YouTube, and I need you to find one of your favorite videos dealing with emotions, okay? Be it positive, negative. This is one of my favorite ones. This is this crazy kid who his dad ends up grinding up all of his video games because he's, 20, 20 years old, living at home, ain't got a job, ain't paying no bills, ain't even washing his clothes, is not doing anything, doesn't look like he's bathed in a week. So yeah, but it's a very funny video, but I would like for you to submit it and we'll watch them as a class. Just keep them clean. I understand that, every now and then there might be a little, when you deal with emotions or sometimes situations or words that aren't really, really good, but let's keep it as clean as we possibly can, okay? And we'll do that in class.